Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, February 25th, and this local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. A Matanzas high school student is arrested in the killing of a 19-year-old man in Flagler County.
15-year-old Damari Barnes faces manslaughter charges in the shooting death of Jamie Juju Bennett earlier this month at a bonfire in North Palm Coast. Sheriff Rick Staley.
A young man saw his life end unexpectedly, and it happened by the hands of a gunman even younger than him. This was a 15 years old. This is a killer. It's amazing to me that this would be done at the hands of a 15-year-old.
7th Judicial Circuit State Attorney R.J. Larissa calls this murder a tragic and disturbing trend.
When they pull that gun and somebody dies or somebody gets injured, or even if they don't, the mere fact that they fired that gun, it alters their life in a very substantial way forever. And now this 15-year-old kid is going to have to face the music regarding the fact that an individual he shot is now dead.
Larissa says it's unclear whether Barnes will be charged as an adult.
We will make a decision on what to actually charge the suspect and whether or not the charge is an adult, but I can tell you when a death is involved that it's difficult to justify anything other than adult charges in most instances.
Barnes, who sped away from the fatal shooting scene in a wooded area off Matanzas Woods Parkway and Old Kings Road, is pending extradition back to Florida from Georgia, where he turned himself in to authorities.
A local real estate expert is disputing a claim by a national data provider that Flagler County foreclosures are on the rise.
The report from ATTOM Data Solutions says the county is in the top 3 for foreclosures in Florida. Toby Tobin is host of WNZF's Real Estate Matters. He says the data is wrong.
I don't understand where they get their numbers. I track numbers like this, have been for over 15 years. And the number of foreclosures, for instance, to compare back during the boom-bust cycle in 2007, 8, 9, we were running over 200 new foreclosure filings a month. Now we're down to single digit or teens and have been for the last couple of years.
Tobin says the real estate market gains are another factor in the county's low foreclosure rates.
If you look at the value increases over the last couple of years, a typical homeowner in Flagler County realized a net gain in equity of probably $60,000 or $70,000 or $80,000 last year. So they have lots of equity. You've got room to sell your house without having to come up with a check at closing yourself.
More information is available at gotoby.com. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
It's budget time, and Palm Coast City Manager Denise Bevan is diving in head first. She called Palm Coast a young city with aging bones.
Projecting growth, making sure that we're investing into our infrastructure, making sure that we have that forecast for the future really is inspirational. I'm really goosebumps of being able to look to the future, and we're enjoying a beautiful community that attracts a lot of residents, and that speaks to our quality of life. And there's a generation of that via revenues.
Palm Coast was only incorporated in 1999, but Mayor David Alfin reminds WNZF its infrastructure is older.
ITT started putting stuff in the ground back probably in the late 60s. So a lot of this infrastructure is certified for, let's call it 100 years. But when you start exceeding 50 years, you're going to start to see some amount of failure. So we have to be very attentive in our budgeting process, which we are starting right now, to make sure that we are renovating, upgrading, and taking care of those potential failures before they happen in the city moving forward.
The Flagler County Library wants to get readers involved to celebrate Black History and Women's History Months, as well as National Library Week.
You can join the 21st annual Flagler Reads Together between now and April 9th to celebrate Black History Month, Women's History Month, and National Library Week with one book, The Personal Librarian. Library Director Holly Albanese, who has made this year's selection, says it focuses on the life of Belle DaCosta Green, who was the personal librarian of J.P. Morgan.
And during her story, she just basically has to hide her true identity because in the early 1900s, it was not popular for a black woman to be a librarian. It's certainly not to someone like J.P. Morgan. So this was a really brave piece of historical historical fiction. It is a true story.
As in past years, the Friends of the Library also sponsors other programs throughout the reading time frame that includes movie matinees and a book club discussion at the Palm Coast branch. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Everybody's trying to get your money.
And it's a scam. Flagler County Sheriff's Commander Michael Lutz says it could be somebody calling saying anything to get your personal information and your money.
Some of these things for a while were coming from Nigeria. We're not sending a deputy to Nigeria because you got scammed out of $400 or a lot more than that. But education is the key. Realize that what they're saying is not true. They're just trying to get your personal information. Always double check.
Lutz said that seniors are most vulnerable because callers will play on their emotions. He speaks to groups throughout the county, teaching people to be vigilant about scammers. The Flagler Voice is on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 8:30. It's on the Flagler radio app anytime. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
The weekend is here and there's plenty of fun to be had with the family in Flagler County. Stacy is with Fun for Augie Kids.
This morning, the City of Palm Coast is hosting a teddy bear picnic and play event. This is an interactive program where toddlers are invited to bring their favorite stuffed animal to a playfully themed outing that includes snacks, stories, games, or crafts. Tomorrow, the Rotary Club of Flagler Beach is proud to present the 11th annual Race of the Runways. Run or walk along illuminated airport runways under the searchlight of a circling helicopter. Add to the fun by wearing glow-in-the-dark clothing and accessories. Light-up costumes are encouraged and prizes are awarded for the best costume. The Flagler County's Native American Festival is also taking place this weekend. This event is complete with dancing, weapons demonstrations, wildlife exhibits, encampments and displays, craft booths, authentic food, and plenty of activities for the whole family to enjoy. To learn more about these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.